Hello and welcome. In this video we're going to show you how to buffer, because now we need to set that flight zone to make sure that the spray cast off or pollinator habitat isn't located within the area that is potential for them to fly to some of these no-go land uses. And so that data that we just exported from the last video has been added, and I called it unsuitable land uses. And so what we're going to do now is go up to geoprocessing and go to buffer. Now, depending how many you have selected in here, the buffer may take a little while, so please be patient. But the input feature here is unsuitable land uses, and then we're going to call the output feature class kind of unsuitable land uses buffer. And in some cases I'll even add the distance on the end, so I'm reminded of how far I buffered. So if you're using feet, remember the assignment statement has that listed, but it's 1969 feet. And we're just going to hit save there. Now here's a linear unit, so you'll type in 1969. And then for the folks using meters, it's roughly 1,000 meters. But then make sure here you have your unit set. And then a couple other things we want to do is just double check that yes, side type is full. End type you don't have to worry about. Method is just planar. We're not worried about any other ones at this moment. Dissolve type is none. Now here is where you want to pay attention, and it is helpful to show you the help. So dissolve type, none. In an individual buffer for each feature is maintained regardless of overlap. So you can imagine as some of these get real close together, it creates a mess and it gets lots of overlapping features. And in our case, it doesn't matter. We don't care about the individual overlaps, and so we don't want none. What we want is all buffers are kind of merged together into one spatial unit, because if they're overlapping, we don't care. It's still a no-go zone. Technically, you could also dissolve by fields if you had like some sort of weighted hierarchy, but since we don't, all is fine. We don't need dissolve fields. So then you're going to click OK, and it's going to run. Now, you may not remember if it's running because there's no progress bar down here in the bottom right where you typically see it, but it is running. It shouldn't take terribly long, but you could always go to geoprocessing and results and watch it if it's running. But as you can see, mine is here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn off the unsuitable land uses and actually get rid of it. So I'm going to remove it, and I'm going to keep in my unsuitable land uses buffer 1969. And that concludes this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.